Barcelona play Getafe tomorrow away in what is going to be a very difficult game. Yes, given the circumstances, we've seen Lamine Yamal has gone down. We have a 9-point difference against Real Madrid, and we're set up to finish off the league. If we win the next 3 games, the league is completely sealed. We've won it. Now, this is the first game in the next 3-game stretch. I believe it's Getafe, Osasuna, and then it's Real Madrid, if I'm not mistaken. And this is a terrible context. I don't think we've played well Getafe away in the last, I don't know how long. It's been a while. Bordalas is back, and you know what we're up against. Haram ball at its finest. This is true haram ball right here. Time wasting, barely any minutes played, elbows, knees, kicks, protesting, refereeing, yellow cards, missed calls, no calls, low blocks where there's no space to breathe, play. We're in for a rough day. We know what we're gonna expect against Getafe, and it's always gonna be Bordalas with his antics, pressuring the referee, Flick trying to not to lose his mind, the players as well trying to maintain calm while they're getting battered, foul after foul, drawn for yellows. And I think this game is going to require ultimate concentration. First things first, let's not stay. Let's play this game 11v11 for the love of God. These guys are here to provoke, and a couple of seasons ago, it worked with Rafinha responding there by hitting the Getafe player in the face and getting a red card. So first things first, stay with 11 men on this game. They're going to be there to provoke. They're going to try to accumulate yellows because there's probably going to be a trigger-happy referee with the yellows. So this game is going to require a lot of concentration, a lot of patience in order to break down a nasty no block and overcome the antics that Getafe are going to deploy with Bordalas, the kicks, the whining at the moaning at the referee, all that. We know what we're in for. It's a game that's not going to have any continuity whatsoever. It's disgusting every time that we go there. The pitch is probably going to be in shambles. I'm expecting a horrendous game tomorrow. That is the expectations that I have for tomorrow. Anyone who's thinking that we're going to waltz in tomorrow and see this lovely 4-5-0 batter them, no, absolutely not. And another thing that Flick said in the press conference today, over the last 10 games, Getafe, as far as points accumulated, they are in second place. So they are doing a phenomenal job in this later half of the season, producing points, getting results, and add to that on top the antics that we're used to seeing from them. It's going to be long, guys. It is going to be long. This is not going to be an easy game whatsoever. Anyone who thinks so is sadly mistaken. Now, from our side, it's going to require a lot of concentration, a lot of patience, and a lot of focus while maintaining a level head. Not getting into what Getafe wants is for us to fall into the game of arguing, whining, pushing and shoving, little scraps here and there, arguing with the referee. That's all in Getafe's favor. Anything that involves the ball not rolling is in favor of Getafe. 100%. We know that what these guys are up to. And what these guys are playing is for the game not to be played. So what we need to do is to actually play the game. Not get involved in whining and moaning and complaining to the referee. As provocative as it's going to be, because it's going to be provocative, we need level-headedness. Level-headedness, so that the ball can continue to play, so that the ball can continue to roll, or else we're in for a disgusting matchup tomorrow. The level-headedness, they're going to be kicking us. They're going to be kneeing our forwards in the back. They're going to be fouling us. And it's important you receive a foul, put the ball down, short pass. Put the ball down, short pass. Put the ball down, short pass. Throw in. Not fall into these temptations, not risk a double yellow, not risk a red card, because they're there to provoke. They're there to slow the pace of the game down and to create an erratic sensation to the game that doesn't allow us to generate any momentum. And additionally, they're going to be sitting in a very, very horrendous low block. They're parking the bus. There's traffic there right now as we speak. Right now. So, for me, the lineup that I would go with in order to face Getafe we're gonna need all the ballers that we can. You know, without Lamine Yamal, we're gonna need even more concentration because we don't have a player that can give us a moment of individual brilliance that can, unlock a game for us. It's gonna have to be based off of our identity, our control, and the system collective as a whole to take this game forward for us because it's not gonna be the individual brilliance of Lamine Yamal this time. And I'm kind of excited for it in a way to see what this team is made out of without Lamine Yamal. Given the context that the league is pretty much wrapped up, but there is still uh, dues to be paid and responsibilities to be carried out. I'm kind of looking forward to see what we can do given this situation, and I'm really looking forward to it. I think, given this, I would opt to have the utmost control as possible. Why? Because I think that whenever you face such a low block, you need magicians on the ball. You need guys that are going to take care of the ball, and you need guys that can find progressive passes and can be daring with playing passes in between lines, that can break lines, that can make runs in behind in order to generate space where there is none. So, given that, I believe Eric is out for this game due to yellow card accumulation, if I'm not mistaken. Um, so I think for this game, I'm gonna go obviously John Garcia at net, Garcia and Gerard Martin at the center back, Cancelo at left back, Kunde at right back. I'm gonna go. I don't know how ready he is to play 45 minutes just yet, but if he can, oh, for the love of God, if he can, I would like to see Frankie De Jong, Pedri, and Gavi. Gavi at the 10, De Jong as the pivot, and Pedri and De Jong at the double pivot. On the left, I would like to see Dani Olmo. Up top, I would like to see Ferran Torres. And on the right, I would like to see Rooney Bardghji. The midfield, I don't even need to explain myself. Pedri and De Jong, when we don't know what to do with the ball, when the team needs to be broken down, we need to have complete control and possession of the ball. They are our go-to guys. They are the guys that are going to set the tempo of the game. They know when to accelerate the speed of play. They know when to slow down the play. They know when to play a dangerous fast forward. They know when to circulate the ball and switch it to the other side. These guys set the tempo for us, and I have missed them so much playing together. I am in dire need to see the both of them playing together. It's about time. Please. I loved when Frankie De Jong came on the other day, and it was so great seeing his attitude and just the leader he is on the field, helping us maintain our level-headedness as one of the captains, as one of the leaders of the group, helping us maintain our level-headedness in a time that we need to carry a game out without Lamine Yamal, and when we need to be, very, very calm, correct, quick, quick, but also at the same time calm, calma. I need the Frankie De Jong that we've seen all season to play tomorrow in this game against Getafe. I need him. I want him next to Pedri so Pedri can be liberated to be a bit more far forward, that he doesn't have to drop back so deep, that he can carry the ball from the initial the initial third in the build-up to lead the build-up. I want Frankie De Jong. And Pedri, look, I know he's kind of gassed. He looks physically fatigued, but give me 45, 60 minutes. It's the end of the season. Come on, man. Let's wrap this up. I need you to give me 45, 60-ish minutes, Pedri. I want to see Pedri play every time that I can. So, I'm going with Pedri. Gavi. Why am I going with Gavi? I love Fermin, but I don't think this is the game for him. Fermin doesn't do well in tight spaces. Fermin doesn't do well whenever he is has the ball at his feet with very little space to maneuver with. And I think this is a game where I could see just someone being on him, man marking him, cleating him, knees, elbows, you name it, face grabs to the back. And he's not the most protective with the ball. And I think that this is a game that can leave us very exposed to the counter because obviously Getafe are going to be countering us and they're going to be looking to score the goal that we always get scored on with. And I think I need guys that are going to protect the ball, have ultimate control over it, and that aren't going to be, irresponsible with the ball. Fermin is someone that takes a lot of risk, whether it's by shooting or turning and, trying to get into these physical battles. But I think this is a losing battle to try and not out bully, but from a physical sense, trying to just, I don't know, like trying to get. I think Fermin is one of those that's subject to get involved in these little scraps, and that's not what I need right now. Matter of fact, if anything, if off the left, I would rather Fermin play off the left rather than Dani Olmo, quite honestly. But I think I'm still leaning Dani Olmo off the left. But Gavi, I want to see Gavi play there, man, because he could protect the ball, because he could guard the ball, because he has a high work rate that he's going to give us defensive coverages, especially off the counter. His press is great as well, and whenever. Like I said, we need tempo setters. We need guys that are gonna protect the ball. We need guys that can play a through ball. I think he has a better touch for that than Fermin, and I think Gavi's a dog as well. Gavi can press, Gavi can fight, and Gavi can get physical. Fermin can, yes, but it comes at the cost of the protection of the ball. Gavi protects the ball, and that's why I would like to see Gavi playing in at the 10. Off the left, I think I'd like to see Dani Olmo off the left because, again, Dani Olmo is a magician. If there's anyone besides Lamine Yamal and Pedri on this team that knows how to create space where there is none, it's Dani Olmo. Dani Olmo is so good at generating space, drawing penalties, as like we saw in the game against Newcastle. He knows how to maneuver in tight spaces. He's a magician. He knows how to combine 1-2s. And I think we're going to need that in the attacking phase. I don't want Dani Olmo to be box to box this game or having to be too responsible for defensive duties, although I still need him to be pressing quite adequately. But I need guys that are going to be making smart decisions on the ball and can maneuver in tight spaces, whether it's drawing a penalty, whether it's playing a through ball, whether it's combining with Cancelo, Gavi, Pedri on that left-hand side, you name it. I need the best version of Dani Olmo tomorrow because he creates space where there is none, and we're gonna need him tomorrow. I'm certain that he's gonna have an important role to play tomorrow. So that's why I would be deploying him off the left. Now, up top, the man of the hour. Yeah, I'm gonna go Ferran Torres because of the momentum he has. He played a great game this past game against Celta de Vigo. I'll have to make a separate video on Ferran at some point, but the level that he's shown these last couple of games against Atletico de Madrid and against Celta de Vigo, he's on a scoring hot streak, and when someone's hot in front of goal, you kind of just always have to play him. The way he's been dropping back, connecting passes, dueling it out with defenders, and also pressing, that is something that we're going to need. We're going to need the best version of Ferran, because if not, I'd like to see Lewandowski, especially if they're sitting in a low block, send Lewandowski across and he could put it in the back of the net. But Ferran has, I know the goal got disallowed wrongly, by the way, but the ball that he receives by Pedri and the way he finishes first time, that's a man that's in stride. That's the man that's on fire. That's a man that has an eye for goal right now. And I think you have to, ride the Ferran wave and see this through. So I would offer Ferran, but the version of Ferran that's going to press, the version of Ferran that's going to drop back and serve as the target man and lay the ball off and link up with others. I don't need the lazy version of Ferran. I don't need the nonchalant Ferran. I don't need the Ferran that's lazy on the press. No, I need the Ferran that's busting his butt on the press, working hard, dropping back. If he's getting bullied, he's going to probably get hit by the center backs. That's level-headed, dropping back, laying the ball off, making runs in, switching in and out, whether it was Dani Olmo or Rooney off the right, or interchanging with Gavi as well. I need the best version of Ferran for this game, and I need a level-headed Ferran because sometimes the guy can also be a hothead sometimes, and he's definitely going to be getting hit a whole lot against Getafe. Off the right, I would offer Rooney Bardghji. Why? Because I think he deserves a shot. Granted, like I said, I've said in a previous video, Rooney Bardghji is a really good player. Although I think this context and the following games that are about to come as well are horrible context for him to be involved in. Why? Because he's going to face such a disgusting low block, and it's probably going to be a 2-on-1 situations a whole lot. And, it's not like Koundé is giving him too much of an attacking variety on the attack. So he's going to be faced with a 1v1 situation, but whenever there's tight spaces and a lot of physicality, I just kind of see him getting a bit stuck up and bullied there, especially him trying to prove himself. I've noticed him to be a bit angsty, but he's trying to make his individual bits of play, and I think he might get caught up and stuck with the fullbacks, and especially if, I don't think he hasn't played Getafe away just yet. So this is going to be a new environment for him. But we know how provocative these guys can be, and it'll be the first time that he's doing that. So I wonder how he'll be able to respond to, the first time he gets elbowed in the diaphragm and he's out of breath or something like that, like they did to Gundogan. But I do think he is a player that's very technical, that has ability from the 1v1 in static positions, but I don't want him glued to the right hand side. I want some fluidity to this. I want him to be able to move inside, to be able to find himself in spaces where he can combine short links and then, be on a run and maybe make some runs in behind as well so that he can act an added element of surprise to our game. Given Lamine Yamal being out, I know that he doesn't have the passing range or the passing capabilities that Lamine Yamal does, but I think that Rooney can play a very important role for us with given the qualities that he has. But I want us not to be overly harsh with him because this is a horrific context. Because it's so difficult to break down Getafe. It will not be easy. I hope that he can. I hope that he has a great game. But my prediction is that it's going to be a very physical and a very tiring game for him, where he's going to find himself getting clamped up a bit because of the nature of Getafe's situation, tactical style of play. So I what I'm looking for him is to be, maybe, yes, sometimes if he finds himself 1v1, to be daring, to go at the player. But if he finds himself losing the ball too much, try to find your game in your link up play, in your flexibility, and your ability to maneuver inside as well. Don't just stay glued to the sideline. Find your interchanges with Kunde, find your interchanges with Gavi, maneuver around. And if you have a shot on goal, also find yourself centrally so he has a shot, he has a cannon on him. And I want him drifting inside as well so he can find himself in positions to shoot. Not necessarily every time off of the dribble, but if he can receive a layback from Ferran or Gavi and make his way in there, I would love to see it. Now, do I think this is a lineup that Flick is going to go for? Probably not. I'd argue that Flick is probably going to go Dani Olmo. I think the lineup that he's going to go with, I think, yeah, if Frankie's ready to play, I think he's going to play Frankie. The backline is going to stay the same. So is John Garcia. But I think he might go Rashford off the left. Actually, no, I'm lying. It's because with Eric being out, I guess you could give the edge to Casado play and Gavi play off the left with Fermin at the 10. But it's strange to me. I don't see Dani Olmo not playing this game. But I think if someone's going to have to come off, I think it'll be Dani Olmo. I think he's been loving Gavi off the left, so I think he might throw Gavi off the left. Fermin at the 10, just for what the abilities that Fermin does give us to be able to shoot. Because I think given a lot of our players being out, actually, he might play Pedri and Gavi at the double pivot with Fermin at the 10 instead of Casado, actually. But then who do you play out left? Dani Olmo? Yeah, I think he'd go with that. I personally don't see Rashford for this game. Rashford is a guy that operates at his best with space, and that's the last thing that we're going to find ourselves with in this game. We are not going to have any breathing room. And this is the most horrific context for Marcus Rashford. Genuinely, this is horrendous. Oh my gosh, and he's never faced this before. This guy's going to find himself rattled. He's not going to know what's going on. The first timers for Getafe away is not, no, in a must-win game, because this is a must-win game, is horrendous. We do not need, especially like right off the bat, no, I'd like to have some more control. We can bring him on with fresh legs where he's able to maybe find himself with more advantageous context once the legs are heavy for the Getafe defenders. But right off the bat, I don't see it. So I think Flick is going to go with that, and I think he'll go with Rooney Bardghji out wide and Ferran up top. But yeah, I think this is going to be a very difficult game. I do see ourselves being able to get the job done. I do think that whether it's Fermin, Olmo, Gavi, Ferran, even Rooney, I think they can all find themselves on the score sheet. But given Lamine Yamal's injury, we're going to have to be extremely concentrated. And I think we're going to see a good performance from the team. Very responsible performance is the word. Because I don't think that we're going to be able to, provide an absolute bit of magic. But I think that we can play a very proper game that's very responsible, that's very front-footed. I want us taking shots outside the box. I want us putting crosses into the box, and I want us playing through balls. As difficult as it may be, and finding bits of combination and magic in the final third, that is the way to overcome this Getafe side and maintaining a level head. Let me know what you guys make of the game. Who would you guys start? What do you guys expect out of Universidade? Who would you play off the left? What would be y'all's predicted lineup? Please drop them in the comments. Also, please drop a like and subscribe to the channel. See you guys in the post-match review.